Okie dokie, are we ready to go? I am. I don't know about you, but I am ready. You let me mute my stream and explanation mark tweet. So hello. Welcome to the live stream. I am LanturnJoe. I am a bit late today. I know, sorry. But welcome to the live stream. And today we are going to be doing some more some more max raid battles and other things too. So there we go. There's Nightbot doing its job. Finally. Right. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to do some. It's time to do some raiding. So, let's get on with it. Oh wait, I'm not connected to the internet, hang on. It would help if you did the Y-Comm thing, Joe, and connected to the internet. Anyway, what's the chow, chinchows? LanturnJoe here. Welcome to another Community Raid Hour live stream event. Today we are doing some more max raid adventures, and of course we'll be doing some max raid battles too. If you like, you can leave likes, comments, and subscribes. We go live every Wednesday at this time. Well, round about this time, depends on how quickly I can get home from my mum's. But we go live round about this time, and we do, we do max raid battles and Dynamax adventures and all that other stuff here on Community Raid Hour. So if you like that sort of thing, that's what we do. Also tonight we have an episode of Pokemon Famous Edition, which will go live on our trial run series on the channel. That should go live later tonight at 8 PM. And that goes live every Sunday, Wednesday and Friday. We have the Sword and Shield Crown Tundra LP, which goes live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. That's at 8 PM. Which we are now in the process of catching the Galean Cantolian birds. And then we're going to go after the Sword of Justice, and then we're going to be going to the Galean Star Tournament. And that should be the end of that LP, which will start our new Moon Randomizer Nuzlocke series, our new main series for the channel, which will go up every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on the channel. Hello to Rescue Squad Kip, and hello to Phil. I should mention there is going to we are doing a sleep lock December 19th, Pokemon Christmas. We are playing Pokemon Christmas. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to put the Tentacool here because it looks like the best pick out of all those. Fairy. That could be one of the Topus. We'll go this way. Last night I did put up my Christmas tree. I'm not putting it in the videos yet, but that I will mention as time goes on, things will get a lot more Christmassy on this channel. I am sorry to those people who don't celebrate Christmas. I do, and I like Christmas. So I'm going to have a tree up. I'm going to be wearing a Santa hat or a Christmas tree and stuff like that. That's what I do every year. So I'm sorry to those people who don't celebrate Christmas or don't like Christmas. It's what I do. I like Christmas. So, it's a pre-warning. You know? If you want, you can say it's basically a warning for you to get out whilst you still can. I'm kidding, obviously. Please don't do that. Yeah, in December. But I'm still saying, please don't actually get out of here whilst you still can. But I mean, I need the views. But also, this Saturday is going to be our last Saturday was our 7th anniversary. So we are this week we are going to be celebrating it with a massive live stream, watching some of my old videos. You know, I will stream my first ever recording, the first part, my first ever challenge of an Elite Four, and stuff like that. It'll be fun to do. So join us for that this Saturday. That's an imposter ditto. Yes, we'll be yeah. And apparently Pokemon Jade could be out soon. That's cool. I mean, the Pokemon, the game I'm playing right now is only up to the 2nd gym, so I will be am looking for new. I will be looking for new things to try, new games to trial run. So I might have to pick up another game to like Pokemon Jade to trial run. I need a new trial run after. I'll need a new trial run soon. But I'd like Pokemon Famous Edition. It's been rather fun. The only thing I would say about Pokemon Famous Edition is it needs to decide what it's going to be. Is it a sequel to Pokemon Let's Go Shinx and Riolu, or is it a game in its own rights? Because if it's a game in its own rights, it needs to actually say it's a game in its own rights. That's the only thing I kind of want to say. Animal Crossing is one of those games that I would love to play on the channel, but the fact is you've got to play it like Chugga Conroy did for New Leaf. Meaning, in other words, you've got to play it every day for like a year. Because the game, things change every day. You know, Isabelle may tell you there's no news, but the fact is if you leave the game alone for a while, it will affect your villagers. So, in other words, don't leave the game alone for a while. There's a lot to do every day in that darn game. It may not seem like you're doing a lot, like when you're just talking to your villagers and stuff like that, or learning some DIY recipes, but there really is. I mean, if I do get a villager that wants to leave anytime, I might have to do one of those Nook Mile ticket villager hunting streams on YouTube one night that everyone seems to do. Because people try and look for like things like, I know Stitches is one of the villagers that everyone wants to have in their village. I don't know why. I like the villagers I have. I think they're probably they're really cool. So I don't know why people like specifically want certain villagers and not particularly other villagers, but like we might have to try and see if we can find this. We might have to see if we can find Stitches one day. Because I do have an abundance of Nook Mile tickets left over. Let me know how your day's been in the chat, and I mean, I still have my 2 starter villagers. I don't know if I'd want. I don't really know if I'd want my 2 starter villagers to leave, to tell you the truth, because I kind of like. You know, they kind of been hit in my village from the start. I don't know if I'd actually want them to go. Even though I feel like I have... Hello, Will. Welcome to the live stream. Let's not talk about politics here, Phil, please. We all know it's bleak, bland, and depressing. That's what politics is. Please, let's leave that let's leave that somewhere else, because nobody likes politics. Or at least I hope nobody likes politics. We try not to mention... There's 2 things we try not to mention in this channel. One is politics. The other one is, well, anything to do with the, the thing that's going on that's causing the dark times. Because it's too depressing and everyone has an opinion on it and it can cause arguments. So it's best to not talk about those things. Just in case. That girl's an ash cap. Which means, in other words, she has either been able to get hold of the Zarude event, which would be amazing, because I want the Zarude event. It's one of those events that the Zarude event is available right now if you're in the UK. But the thing is, it's technically also not available right now if you're in the UK. Because the fact is, you're supposed to be able to pick up codes from game stores, but because of things to do with politics and the other things causing the dark times, well, we can't really get to game stores to pick up the codes. So, I don't know what the situation is. I've been trying to tweet my local game to say to them, like, hey, is there any way I could get a code off you without having to, like, go into the shop and get it? To tell you the truth, I've heard a lot of things when it comes to new games coming out next year. And also remake, Heart Gold, Soul Silver going to the eShop. I've heard a lot of things. I'm not sure. I'm skeptical when it comes to new games and stuff like that, I'm very skeptical. I look at these, the 4chan posts that everyone puts out there on the line, and I'm always like, this is fake. This has to be fake. And that's just how I look at them at this moment. That's just how I look at them until I get official word from Nintendo. I want word. Like, the only person I believe when it comes to Pokemon is Masuda. If Masuda is not doing the live stream, it's not news to me. Oh, Tapu Fini! So, when it comes to things like Heart Gold Soul Silver coming to the live, Heart Gold Soul Silver going to eShop, I would love it to happen. And I'd love them to come out for Switch. I'd love to get 4th gen remakes as well. And I would love to, what is it? Pokemon Masters collection that I've heard things about, which was supposed to be Red, Gold, and Ruby. And then there's supposed to be another pack which was going to be Blue, Silver, and Sapphire. But there's going to come out like the Super Mario 3D All-Stars packs. I like the idea of them, but I don't know. I just don't know what to think because I'm not sure. I don't trust these these posts that people put up on 4chan and stuff like that. I don't trust them one bit. These anonymous posts I just don't trust. So I don't know what to think, really. I want them. Like, don't get me wrong. I love new Pokemon games. I'd love to see them. I mean, to tell you the truth, this year was the anniversary of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. So we got Rescue Team DX, and it's a great game, and I've loved playing it. What if we got a Pokemon Ranger game on the Switch? Like a remake of the very first Pokemon Ranger game on the Switch. What if that happened? I'd be okay. I'd like it. Because next year is an anniversary for Pokemon Ranger as well. It's not just the 25th year of Pokemon and the 15th year of the 15th anniversary of Diamond and Pearl. It's also an anniversary for the original Pokemon Ranger game. I think that's also been 15 years since that came out. And to tell you the truth, I would like to see that. Because, I never got a chance to play the original Ranger game. And I'd actually like to play it. I know I've played Guardian Signs, and that's a really good game. Guardian Signs is really good, but I have not played the original two, Shadows of Olmia and Pokemon Ranger. And I'd love to play them one day, especially on the channel. Problem with that is, I feel like it wouldn't be very good to use emulated copies of those games. Not just for Nintendo, but also for me, because the fact is, those games requires a lot of touching the screen and then making circles. If you could do that if you could make those circles without having to touch the screen, it'd be great. But you still have, touch screens were very much in during those games. Again, I would love Colosseum to happen. I mean, people have always been calling for a third. People have always been calling for new Colosseum games or a remake of Colosseum for years, and I feel like that would be such a cool idea to do. But I don't know if, because it's not Game Freak that made Colosseum. You'd have to ask the people who actually made Colosseum if they'd be wanting to work and if they'd be wanting to do that game, and it's all down to the people who made Colosseum at the end of the day, because that wasn't Game Freak. And also because of the pandemic, Game Freak now works in Nintendo's offices. the two companies have combined and now work in the same office space. Well, the same building. So that could be that. I mean, yeah, sure, that makes things when it comes to working together, that makes things more interesting. But we'll have to see what kind of advancements or down points that them moving in together is going to be like. When it comes to developing. Right. That was just a... so we just did the online one. The next one I'm going to do is, if people want to play along with me, I'm going to put a code in the chat. Basically, what I want you to do is add my friend code and join me in a raid. Join me in a raid. So, I'm going to put the code that I'm going to be using in the chat. And then you join that code. Hopefully that should work. This is usually where my internet lags out. But we'll see. So the code I'm going to use is 4 1 5 2 5 6 1 and a 4. That is the code I will be using. And I will start looking for people in 3, 2, 1, go. This Game Freak's still sort of me. You know, there's still a lot of big people who are sort of, are part of the development team for Pokemon. Yeah, sure, Game Freak's role is a bit less these days because, they've got the Pokemon Company International and stuff like that that does a lot. And they've got Creatures Inc. that does a lot too, so... But they're still there. And I still like to think that, Sword and Shield were good games. Maybe not the best they could have been. I have to be careful how I word things because some people can get hurt when I say bad things about Pokemon games. I mean, I'm not a die-hard Pokemon fan. I am not a Game Freak apologist. Whatever one of those is, what those people on the internet call. But I do like to think that this game was rather good, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, some people say the games haven't been great since the end of the 2D era, Black and White too. But I think X and Y were good games, and I fully enjoyed them. Sun and Moon were were okay. The less said about Ultra Sun and Moon, the better. Let's Go was sort of a different turn, but that's because that's the way they wanted to do it. It was so it would be more in line with Go, that Let's Go was the way it was. It wouldn't have made sense for it to be like anything else. So it had to be that way. And yeah, sure, that sort of makes it the black sheep of the main game series, but it's still a good game, and I still fully enjoyed it. And for Sword and Shield, this was their first steps into an actual official game for this engine. So, with that in mind, it's always going to be a little different than what we wanted it to be. But as time goes on, those 4th gen remakes should be better, because they've had time to work with this engine and know how it works and know where its faults are and be able to work around them. I mean, take for example Diamond and Pearl to Platinum. Diamond and Pearl had faults and stuff like that, and then they were perfected in Platinum, and Platinum is a great game because of it. There's a flying type up front. That could be anything. Let's go towards the normal type mon. See, I don't know whether I'd say it was rushed. I mean, we don't really know too much about the development process that Game Freak goes through when they make Pokemon games to say whether their games are rushed or whether they inhabit things such as crunch, like other games do. It's really hard to say because we don't know what the situation... us as players don't really know what the situations are when it comes to things like crunch. I'd like to think that they don't suffer from the crunch, but I just don't know. I honestly don't know, and I don't honestly want to be careful about saying anything just in case, because we just don't know. I mean, that would be cool. I would love for us to have... I mean, I don't want to have those back. I would prefer not to have HMs back in the games. So if we could have the rodent bike, I'd literally be okay with that. If we could have things like the rodent bike, and we could have things like... what the other things too, I would be okay with that, because I would prefer us not to have those items, if you know what I mean. I prefer us to not be dealing with, HMs at every corner. Because then HMs are kind of annoying. And we may have, I would like to see max raid battles in the remakes, but we'll see, because, I love the feature that he did with max raid battles. I love them, and Dynamax Adventures are really fun too. especially when it comes to catching legendaries. Because like the one thing I hated about Gen 7, I am fine without this Pokemon, but if someone wants it, they can take it. Is the Ultra wormholes and going through Ultra space to get to those wormholes. I absolutely hated that. It was the worst part of Ultra Sun and Moon. Like, Ultra Sun and Moon had some bad things, you know, the whole Pokepelago, the Ultra wormholes, the Pokemon Photo Lab, Mantime surfing. They were all parts that I particularly didn't like. But Ultra wormholes, because they wanted to use the DS's gyro controls, oh my god, it was awful. I tried to play during my LP, my Nuzlocke of Pokemon Ultra Moon. I tried my hardest to play them, and I just couldn't do it. So I tried everything to just allow me to just, you know, change the controls so I could use the control stick and not the stupid DS's gyro controls. But they made it so you have to use the gyro controls like at least once in order to actually change the controls. And then go to somewhere completely different that wasn't where you needed to be in the storyline in order to change the controls to do, you know, the Ultra wormhole hunting. But as for this game, it actually their idea actually works. So I would prefer to never have to do Ultra wormholes again. Please never allow for me to have to use gyro controls again. Or if you're going to use gyro controls, perfect them so they actually work properly. I heard about that idea from someone, and oh wait, no, it was Alex from Nintendo Life. That's it. Yeah. I watched his video, and his ideas of how to make the games better are actually pretty interesting, and stuff that I honestly wouldn't mind if it actually existed in the Pokemon games. I wouldn't mind if they had like a hard mode where you could choose whether you wanted to take your mum's old Pokedex, or if you wanted the new Rotom phone or Porygon phone or whatever they call it in these games that has all these things built into it, like, you know, a proper Pokedex tells you how effective a move that you're going to use will be and stuff like that. I fully like that idea. Hell, maybe you could even include things like the EXP share into that code as well. You know, the old EXP share, so you could use the EXP share. You could EXP share with one Pokemon, and that could be you choose which Pokemon gets the EXP out of your team. And other than the one that's in battle, so it's not distributed amongst your team, which some people don't like. I'd be okay with that. I know it'd take a lot of programming to do that kind of thing, but like, I would like to see it if at all possible. I mean, I don't know what's possible really, because I've never made a game in my life, so I don't know what the feasibility of doing stuff like that is. But I liked the idea of challenge mode in Black and White 2. The only thing I didn't like about challenge mode is you had to have completed the game once in order to activate challenge mode. Which was the problem, because not many people actually want to complete the game again once they completed the game. You know, once you've completed the game, you want to, like, stop. You don't want to have to delete your save file, start hard mode, and then go again. Well, I'd be okay with that. I mean, the one thing I didn't like about this game is the candy system. But you could just throw a bunch of EXP candies on your Pokemon and they're leveled up. Like, that's not how it should be. Yeah, sure, it eliminates the hard work, you know, but you used to feel so good after sitting in the grass for 3 hours and grinding. You know, it used to be some kind of achievement to sit in the grass for 3 hours and grind. I should have picked the lefties. Lefties would have actually been good for this, but I just spammed the A button and now I've got a click claw. I think we should go this way. Okay, fine. If you don't want the berries, you don't want the berries. That's perfectly fine. I was just trying to go towards the berries. Just to make sure we're all safe, ready for the next for our main event Pokemon. But alright, fine. If you want to face the crook, we can face the crook. Yeah. I'd be okay with it being an after-game item, you know, to help get Mons up to level ready for competitive. I'd be okay with that. If that's the way they wanted to do it, so it's easier for you to, you know, get them ready for competitive, so you can just, so you breed your good Mons, and then you use the EXP candies to get them up to level 50, so that they learn the good moves that they need to learn, and then you're able to, well, use them in competitive, because that's really what the aftergame is. You know, people say Pokemon doesn't have an aftergame. That's what the aftergame is. I mean, yeah, sure, some people want a battle frontier and all that other stuff, but, like, the whole thing is, get to the end, you know. Those people who play competitive only really want to get to the end of the game and get to where they can get the good Mons and breed and then, you know, battle. And that is their after game. That's where the real game starts for them. You know, I like the story, but not everyone is, you know, a story person, and that's okay. But I like this other like Wonder Trade was really good back in the day. These days it's not really. I mean, it's still there for those people who want to use Surprise Trade. It's there, but not everyone actually not anyone really wants to use it these days, which I feel like it's a bit sad about it, really, because I kind of like that feature. You know. It's one of the reasons why I was thinking, like, they could have had, like, a Pokemon battle simulator in Pokemon Home, and that would have been rather fun. Like, something like Showdown in Home. I'm okay without this, because I think I really actually like this Politoed. Ooh, Thundurus. For himself, the God of Thunder. This actually could be rather interesting. Do I have D-Max powers? I do not. Okay. I mean, we're not exactly well equipped for this. Like, our entire team is, water. And I bought the rain, so I'm kind of sorry. Because I just got my arse whooped, but I just got my arse handed to me by Thundurus. And we're about, I think that's, 2? I think we're at 2 KOs right now. Dude, the rain's already up. You don't need to put the rain up more. The rain is already up. Nice crit. Discharge is going to hit everybody that's free. Bye-bye, Kingler. Nobody die now, please. Okay. Cool, we get a chance to catch the Thundurus. I mean, what would everyone's opinion be on whether they allowed for, like, a randomizer to be part of the game from the start? What would people think of that idea? So, you could have, like, any Pokemon appear in any route. Okay, of course, it wouldn't be like you wouldn't see legendaries until the very end of the game, but you'd still see later route Pokemon. But they wouldn't be like, but you'd still, but you could see the later route Pokemon and stuff like that. I think that'd be rather fun. But also, I would like to see like them allow for people to explore. So, like in today's episode of Pokemon Famous Edition, sort of spoilers. I go exploring in routes that I required Surf to get items and stuff like that, and I ran into a certain Pokemon that basically literally almost wiped my team because it was level 50. So I got punished for exploring. I love that idea that you can get punished for exploring because you go somewhere where you shouldn't be, or stuff like that. Some people would say that's bad programming, but I say it's like, well, you explored where you shouldn't have been exploring. You fixed this. You got yourself into this mess. Get yourself out of this mess. So if you run into a level 50 Mewtwo, and you're level 15, you fix yourself. You fix this mess that you've ran into. You deserve to get your team wiped. Right. Let's do... No. I mean, I do want to be rewarded for exploring, but I also want to have, we shouldn't be penalised for exploring, but we should also still be rewarded. There should be like really good items out there for those people who want to explore. But to tell people to be careful as well, because if you explore too far, well, your team gets wiped. Or something like that, because you went too far. But, the rewards are still there for someone who tries. To explore. Because that's the problem with having, an open world system, like we did here in Sword and Shield, is that, you can go anywhere. And because you can go anywhere, there's literally nothing stopping you from going anywhere. And because there's nothing stopping you from going anywhere, you can run into big bad mons who can destroy you, or make your game incredibly easy if you are able to catch those big bad mons. Right, that is the code. Add the code and join us on another DMAX adventure. The code is 54786652. That is the code for you to join me. Unless I actually can't get online, because right now it says communicating, please stand by, and I don't know if it's actually working. Right, hang on. Let me disconnect from the internet and we'll try again. We'll do a quick refresh. We'll use the same code. So let's use the same code. So that code again is 5 4 7 8 6 6 5 and 2. And the code is live now. If this doesn't work, I might just have to do normal internet and see what happens. Normal looking for battles and see what happens. One thing we'll have to do one time is we'll have to try. I'll have to try endless D-Max adventures just to see what it's like. I don't know if I'd actually want to do it because it sounds incredibly scary because it never ends. But Pokemon did put out a tweet last weekend that said that somebody went for 136 battles. And almost 70, they were on it for like 6 hours. Like they went for 6 hours, and Pokemon has their like entire team, what they used when they lost and stuff like that, and how many successful wins they got when they did this run. Because I mean, to tell you the truth, they actually have been taking this data. None of us knew that they were actually being able to take this data from endless battles, but like, it's interesting the stuff they can get. I mean, like, one of the features I really loved from Ultra Sun and Moon was the missions. The global missions. I really loved that feature where they just like said, go do this and you'll get a reward for doing this. And it was great to get attention out there for the games to tell people to go and do this. That was rather, and it was a great way to, to see where engagement was in the Pokemon community at that time. So I kind of liked that feature. It fell off towards the end as hype died down for the games. So did the missions. But I kind of like the idea of global missions. Go and do this thing, and you'll get rewards for it if everyone does a certain amount of this thing. That was rather cool in my books. The Ulterior's good. The Porygon's not bad. I think I'm going to go for the Porygon. I mean, one of the features I can do now is I can pin comments. I feel like that was a feature, when it comes to live streams, that was a feature that was locked away from me, but like, I can now do that. This is rather cool. I think we'll make this the last D-Max adventure this week. So we'll end the stream after this one. If that's okay with you guys, but it's getting a bit late. And we'll go again next week, and we'll have some fun, and we'll do some more raids next week. But joining me on Saturday, because we're going to be doing a watch party of my old videos. I'm still not sure what I'm actually going to be putting on the channel during that time. Like what we'll be streaming. I mean, I definitely want my first video to be in there, and I definitely want maybe the finale of Pokemon Pearl to be there as well. Maybe my first episode with Beck would be an interesting one to put up there. That was part of Sacred Gold. That'd be cool to do. We could also do my first draft league battle, because I still have them on the channel. I privated them, but they're still there. Like all my pack opening videos, they're still on the channel, but like they're privated at the moment in time because it's not the best content I want to show to people who've never watched my channel before. But I still like that content, don't get me wrong. It's just, it doesn't work for new people. It's not the best. It doesn't show my channel in the best light, which is why I don't want it to. I want it still on the channel for all the time, you know. But I don't want people to. I don't mind if people don't like actively search for it, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, and tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. No, 11 o'clock in the morning, I should say, British time. New Mystery Gift Showcase goes live. It is the G-Max Melmetal event. So if you want to see what that looks like, you know, that should be a thing that goes live on the channel tomorrow. I'm actually looking forward to that event because I've been actually looking forward to that event for months because G-Max Melmetal is awesome. And I've been wanting to use him for years. Because we've known about him existing for ever since the start of Sword and Shield. And when the games were decoded for the first time, we knew this Pokemon existed. We couldn't use it, but we knew it existed. And as soon as I'm able to get a Zarude code, we'll do the Mystery of Showcase for Zarude as well. But, you know, I have to be able to get a code first. Which at this moment in time it's not feasible to get a code. So, until it is feasible for me to get a code, I'm not getting a code. Okay, so we got I want lefties. You can have some lefties, Porygon. Maybe this Porygon will be as good as the Porygon in Pokemon Famous Edition. The only thing I don't like about that Porygon is that Porygon is not my Porygon. So it doesn't, you know, if I grind it too much, it doesn't listen to me. Which makes it scary. So I have to be careful with that Mon. As much as I want to like use it like every battle, because it's, you know, it's a powerful Mon, and I have an Eviolite that I can use on that Pokemon. It'd be awesome to use. It's going to destroy it, and eventually it will stop listening to me. So that's scary. Oh, that is a very dead Jinx. That was a crit. Oh dear. I think regardless of whether we win or lose this battle, I think we'll end this stream here. We'll end this stream when we're done, but like, I will probably have another go at this max raid chamber with better mons. Because these aren't the best mons, I will admit. I mean, I have a down with Porygon, so I should be fine, but like, we'll see if everyone else is okay. All I know is that's one. I mean, if people want to see my sleep lock, they can. You know, the red ++ one is still on the channel, and we could watch that. We can see that if people want to. If you're talking about the Pokemon Y one that's privated on the channel, I'm not sure if I want to show people that one again, because that wasn't that again, not my best work. But that was like when I knew that, like, I thought that you had to start a sleep lock at midnight. Like, that was part of the rules of sleep locks. Like, it's not, by the way, guys. It's not the rules of the sleep lock that you have to start at midnight. So I was already tired going into the sleep lock, so I'm surprised I actually lasted until 10 AM the following morning. I just didn't beat I lost to Ramos, and that was literally, I just, you know what, to hell with this at that point. I was too tired to even think about whether I should continue, whether I wanted to continue on or not. But these days, I know better. And then I would like to say that I'm possibly planning another attempt at Pokemon Y. Sometime. Yes, I would give 9th gen time to... I feel like asking for 9th gen now is a horrible idea. We need to wait until... Like, I would probably say, if people want 9th gen, 2023, maybe? If we get 4th gen remakes in 2021... and then we get, like, I don't know, something else in 2022, and then we start looking at 9th generation for 2023, still on the Switch, but, like, that would be the last game that's, you know, that would be one of the last games that goes on to Switch, like, that and, like, Metroid Prime 4. But Prime 4 is still coming, by the way, guys. It's just, you know, we're not sure when it's going to be coming, and I think it's probably going to be one of the very last titles on Switch. Which is totally okay. For it to be one of the very last titles on Switch. But it'll be, and hopefully it'll be like the greatest it'll be a great game, and it'll be a great send-off for this console, and we'll move on to whatever the next Nintendo console is. I mean, I already have lefties, but I guess I'll take a citrus berry, but I guess I don't really need them. Oh, did I just disconnect? Am I facing a Groudon and I'm on my own? Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm facing a Groudon and I'm on my own. Please say I have D-Max powers this turn. Special attack boost? Yes! Special attack boost. Give me D-Max powers. Thank you! D-Max powers are mine. Max Hail, go. I have D-Max powers. I have download special attack. I should be okay. I don't like how I've just been disconnected, but I should be okay. Yeah, bring your festive alcohol, Phil. Like there's a festive, I think it's called, I'm not sure what it's called, but like I think it may be like called Christmas Ale. It's like £2 for a 500ml bottle in Tesco's, and I really want to try that for the Pokemon Christmas sleep block. So I might get a few of those, and I also I'm doing Rip Human players. I will also be doing a little punishment system for the sleep lock. So, for example, for every crit that I or my opponent gets, I have to take a shot of mulled wine. For every death that I have on screen, and I'm hoping that I don't lose a lot of mons during this time, because the fact is the punishment for losing a mon is I take a shot of hot sauce. And for every gym badge I get, I receive, I get a chocolate. So it's a nice little reward for myself. But I get a chocolate every time I get a gym badge, or I beat an Elite Four member. I get a chocolate. But the fact is, I also have to deal with the fact I'm going to get like every death. That's a shot of hot sauce. Every crit is going to be a shot of mulled wine. In Pokemon Christmas is a hack of Pokemon Gold set at Christmas time. It's really cool, and it's got a lot of Christmassy things about it. And we are doing a Wonder Sleep block because it has the ability to do Wonder Trade in there. So I'm really excited to have some Wonder Trade to do some Wonder Trade things as well as part of that sleep block. It's almost like adding a randomizer to it without actually adding a randomizer, because that would be impossible with some ROM hacks. Oh! I already have a Groudon, don't I? So I can still run into Pokemon that I've already caught. I just can't catch them, which is kind of annoying, really. Seeing Groudon again, but I can't catch it because I already have one. I just was sort of hoping that I wouldn't run into another a legendary that I've already caught, and that would be ticked off the list. But no, you can still totally run into Groudon. It's a mons that you already have as the main event legendary. Yeah, you don't need to tell me where Groudon is, because I already know where Groudon is, and I caught Groudon. I already have a Groudon. Right? I have a Groudon? I swear I caught a Groudon before. But it didn't even give me the option to catch it. Yeah. I have a Groudon. See? I have a Groudon. So I don't need another Groudon, thank you very much, game. I already have one. And I can only have one, so telling me where Groudon is would be awful, because I can't catch that. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this stream, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Join us next week, where we will be going again for another Community Raid Hour. But until next time, join us on Saturday, where we will be doing a LanturnJoe watch party to celebrate the 7th anniversary of this very channel. We will be watching some of the best of moments live on stream and reacting to them. So it'll be rather fun. But until next time, I am LanturnJoe. Mean to the Pokemon get to Lazar. Everybody get Pokemon. Awooga!